The employees of the Ukrainian Ministry of Defense's main intelligence directorate have destroyed a military truck carrying Russian soldiers and combat ammunition in the occupied city of Melitopol in Zaporizhia region. The footage was shared on the main intelligence directorate's Telegram channel. The explosion occurred when the truck entered the industrial zone. During the incident, at least 6 Russian Marines, as well as drone operators from the Akhmet battalion made up of Kadyrovites, were killed. The ammunition and soldiers were supposed to be sent to the front line in Zaporizhia region.
The former leader of Donetsk separatists, Z-Patriot Pavel Gubarev, publicly acknowledged the failure of the Russian invasion and declared the need to end the war against Ukraine. In an interview with the Russian media, he directly said that Russian aggression against Ukraine has reached a dead end. I am telling the truth. SVO has reached a dead end. Everyone understands where we are heading. You don't need to have a history education. It is enough to have an average intellect in order to understand the retrospective of future events, Gubarev noted. He admitted that he wanted to break Ukraine by killing about 500,000 of its citizens during the war. However, during the SVO, it became clear that the goal was unachievable, since the Ukrainians were not going to die without resistance and continue to defend themselves harshly. Gubarev admitted that the offensive had become extremely costly and did not bring any benefits. There are no such numbers now, because the paradigm of war has changed. They have dug in and are sitting. We are advancing and they are killing us with these FPVs. That is the paradigm of war. And in this war, it is not advantageous to advance. Your territorial advancement on the ground does not give you any advantages, noted the Z-Patriot. He stated that continuing the war in the current conditions would only lead to increased losses for Russia, and victory was unattainable. I think we need to sort things out with Ukraine in a different plane. I think there is no point in fighting to victory because it means very high casualties. A further increase in the number of deaths does not give any advantage. It only works to our disadvantage. Saying that we have already won and we only need to move forward is a propaganda lie. When we realized that we will not win, the paradigm changed. Advancement is being done with enormous bloodshed. We are not achieving any advantages by and large. We are less prepared for the challenges than our enemy. We have reached Vovchansk. How long have we been butting heads there already? How many people have we killed there? These numbers are terrifying, in fact. This is not how we continue the war, Gubarev said. He specified that there is a very bad mood in the ranks of the Russian occupiers. No one believes in victory and wants the bloodshed to end as soon as possible. Another important admission by Gubarev was that Ukrainians are not part of the Russian world. These statements by the former leader of the Donetsk separatists were a rare case when a representative of the occupation side openly acknowledged the senselessness of the war. There are no longer any Russian sabotage and reconnaissance groups in Pakovsk today. This was reported by the 7th Corps of the Airborne Assault Troops, which published a video recording from the city streets. The city has been completely cleared of enemy groups, and individual Russian armed forces attack aircraft. Ukrainian soldiers are currently working in Pakovsk, and the remaining local residents are moving around the streets. Enemy sabotage and reconnaissance groups came in and tried to operate in the city, but the Ukrainian Defense Forces 25th Brigade subcontractors destroyed them all. There are no enemy sabotage and reconnaissance groups in the city now. Everything is fine. You can move around the city safely now. There are no attacks on cars or pedestrians, a Ukrainian serviceman said in a published video. Meanwhile, Ukrainian President Volodymyr Zelensky held a meeting of the Supreme Commander-in-Chief's headquarters where Pakovsk became one of the key topics. According to him, the Ukrainian army continues to thwart attempts by Russian troops to gain a foothold in this area while increasing its own pressure. We are countering attempts by Russian forces to gain a foothold and increasing the pressure of our units on the occupier. We are making progress. The Russian army continues to suffer significant losses, trying to provide the Russian leadership with more advantageous political positions at the meeting in Alaska. Zelensky said. He noted the effectiveness of the 79th and 82nd Assault Brigades of the Ukrainian Armed Forces in this hot section of the front, in particular in the Dobropolye area, where enemy forces managed to penetrate. Recently, Ukrainian armed forces eliminated the breakthrough of Russian troops near Pokrovsk. Military expert Alexander Kovalenko explained in detail what was really behind the so-called Dobropolye breakthrough and how the Ukrainian army stabilized the situation. According to him, the Russians concentrated about 110,000 troops in the Pokrovsk direction, achieving a numerical advantage. In recent weeks, they have transferred several brigades there. The goal was obvious: to find vulnerable spots in Ukraine's defense. On the night of August the 8th to the 9th, small enemy infantry groups attempted to penetrate deeper into Ukrainian positions using the difficult terrain in the area of the Hektova Balka and Gruskaya Balka nature reserves. They advanced to the village of Petrovka, but were already blocked there by August the 11th. The total number of the group was about 200 to 250 people. That is slightly more than 2 companies. According to the expert, the operation was more of a media nature, probably to demonstrate success in Putin's negotiations in Alaska. However, the conditions in which the group found itself excluded long-term holding of positions. Most of the Russian forces were destroyed. The gut was eliminated. Kovalenko separately noted the coordinated actions of the fighters of the 1st Army Corps of the NGU, Azov, together with other units of the OTU, Donetsk.